Yes people, and welcome back to the channel, and today we are back on the E46. If you saw the last video, we put the M3 front bumper on this car and it makes a massive difference. It transforms the front end of the car massively. I personally like the look of the M3 front bumper. You might not agree, you might like M Sport or something else. M3 for me looks the best, that's why it went on, but it still looks a little bit goofy. Don't get me wrong, we've still got black side skirts which need to be sorted. However, I do like modifying cars, so that's what we're going to be doing today. M3 front bumper looked a bit standard for me. I didn't like the look of it just on its own. So we bought a carbon CSL front splitter to go on it.
Now, this is what the front of a genuine CSL looks like, and as you might be able to tell, there is actually two splitters on these. And this is what they look like. Now, I wanted to go for something slightly different, so I went with an aftermarket style of CSL splitter, but putting aftermarket parts on a non-genuine bumper could be a bit of a challenge, so wish me luck.
Now this is the splitter. I bought this cheap because it's got the odd bit of damage here. I'm not too concerned about that because we are going to DA this down and re-lacquer the whole thing, but it is pretty decent. I'm going to try my hardest to fix this up. Now the problem we've got is this does not fit the non-gen M3 front bumpers which I have, so we're going to have to modify it slightly. So this is what I'm thinking. Now this is second hand, so I've actually took a lot of the bond back. I need to carry on doing it. However, these corner pieces are quite thick. See that? There's quite a thick lip on that, so these are what's causing me the issues. It isn't the centre bit. This I'm hoping, but it kind of does, it kind of doesn't, but we're going to try and modify it slightly. This fits okay, but it's because it's almost like a C shape. The non-gen M3 bumpers are almost flat, so what I've done is I've belt sanded this back slightly. I'm going to do the same on the other side. I'm thinking this is what's actually stopping it, because this hits first and then this sticks out. So if I belt sand this back here, it might sit further in, so this bit sits further in, so there's less of a gap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to match it this side, belt sand this back slightly so it's all like nice and clean. Then I'm going to offer it back up again and I'm going to try and get this to fit on. I don't know how it's going to go. We have got to re-lacquer it, so it's not going on just yet. Once it's lacquered, then it can go on. But for now, it's going to be a bit of an effort, but we're going to try. Let's go.
Now, if you are ever belt sanding any sort of fiberglass or carbon fibre, make sure to wear a mask because you don't want to be breathing any of that dust in.
So that's how it's looking. A lot thinner compared to this side, which is pretty thick. So yeah, that should definitely fit a lot better. I don't know if to run it all the way down or not. I'm going to leave it at that for now. Do the other side, and then we'll offer it up, see how it looks, and get rid of all this bond as well. So that side's done. Again, much slimmer. Same on that side. Slim, so that should sit pretty nicely against the bumper now, and I haven't affected any of the front, so you won't see any of this. Obviously all this is going to be primered underneath, so it will look nice. It won't look anything like that, which is a bit horrible, but that will go black again, bonded on perfectly. But there's also bond here. This crack here is why it was so cheap. Now this might look really bad, but I've just took all this bond off here, and there was bond where it was cracked, and it's actually just one perfect line the whole way through. It's a bit of a horrible crack along, but it all sits together pretty nice. So I'm going to get the bond underneath there, bond that back together so it's flush, and that should sit pretty nice. And then obviously sort all this out, make this look a bit better. So this is what it looks like offered up to the car. Now I know you can't really see this side, however if you just take a look at this side, that's how it's going to sit as it is. So it's like if I just leave that loose, that's how it sits. Because this is a non-gen bumper, that's how I thought it was going to fit. However, now I've filed that back, if I just pull the bumper and push that together, that fitment is actually not too bad. I reckon I could file this back a little bit more, just makes that fit. But if you pull the bumper out again, that will go. And it's the exact same the other side, but it just needs a bit of pressure. And I think I can get that to fit pretty nicely.
Now the back is all bonded back together, it's time to flat down the face, ready for the lacquer.
So now all that's DA'd, 800, we used 800 on a DA pad. Now I've etch primered all of this, so it's a lot cleaner now. Now it's going to go in for lacquer, then we're going to try and make this fit on the car. Wish me luck. Oh, also we've bonded that back up, as you can see, under there. Yeah, fits lovely now. Let's get this on the car. So it's been re-lacquered, looks 10 times better now. So much looks brand new, and also I've etch primered all of that at the back as well. 10 times better. Now it's time to offer it up, try to fit it on. So I've taken the front bumper off, and I've also taken the middle grille out because I feel like I need more flex in that bumper to try and bring it towards the splitter. But now I'm going to get this on a stand, clean all this up, etch prime it, and try and bond this on and make it look as pretty as possible. Let's go.
So now we're going to bond it to the bumper. You can use whatever you want. I know a lot of people use Tiger Seal, which is good. I'm using windscreen bond because I know that it's pretty strong. All I did was run a bead across the top where I know it's going to be touching the bumper and sliding it on the top. Then once I'm happy with the positioning of it, I can then use some tape to pull the splitter as tight as possible to the bumper so it leaves no gap.
So there it is on. It's all taped up, that's in basically a holding position now because I've got to get that bond go off. There was a bit of spillage here, that's all been cleaned up now, there's nothing there. And the actual fitment of it is really good considering this is a non-gen bumper with CSL piece on. I've managed to squeeze it really tight together so it fits, but it is slightly lifted there. That's about it though. Absolutely bang on. I'll put the screws in underneath there, there to give it some extra strength. I'm just going to wait for this to go off and then put it back on, put the grille back in, put it back on the car, see how it looks. So I've taken the majority of the tape off. I'm just leaving them bits off. I feel like it still needs to set a little bit in the middle, but that's how she fits. I'd say that is pretty bang on considering it is on a non-gen bumper, so I'm extremely happy with how that's fitting. I'm just so glad this actually fits. So let's get it on the car, see how it looks.
So there you have it, people. The splitter is on and it looks 10 times better. The front end for me now is finished, the front bumper anyway, because that just makes it, finishes it basically. There's nothing more I can do. That looks 10 times better. I was a bit and ahhing because it was a non-gen front bumper, which I will happily admit I'm not too bothered about that, they look exactly the same. And it didn't quite fit when I first offered it up, but with a bit of belt sanding like you saw, filed it all the way down, now it's bonded on, it fits amazing. Of course it isn't 100%, there is a slight gap just here, but I'm not too bothered about that. If I was really bothered I could tape it and run a strip of bond across the top, but I'm not going to do that because it looks just fine as it is. So yeah, I'm very happy with how it's just come out. I've also polished the headlight side to make it look a bit better. So now you've seen the bumper with the splitter on, let me know what you think. Does it suit the car, does it not? Does it match with the green? Because I was a bit curious about it, but I think it does match quite well. Let me know in the comments. Also let me know what more videos you want to see for stuff like this, because I'm going to be modifying this car quite heavily over a period of time. So let me know if you like the splitter. If not, drop it in the comments. I always like hearing comments about that because it's constructive criticism and I do want to make you guys happy and I want you to keep watching the channel. So anything you've got in mind, put it in the comments and I'll make sure to look at them and possibly even do them. So I hope you did enjoy this video. Stay tuned for more videos like this and I'll see you guys in the next one.